Apple announces dates for its worldwide developer conference to happen in June. Rumors of a Sony Xperia Z5 emerge even if we're still waiting for the Z4. And Huawei is reportedly poaching around for some talent. I'm Jaime Rivera, desperately missing my Moto 360 already. Yeah, I know. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today has to do with Apple, as the company has already made it official to developers that the Worldwide Developer Conference, or WWDC, is happening from June 8th to the 12th. And yeah, the keynote is happening on June 8th. And for those of you that don't remember, WWDC is when Apple announces its next versions of its operating systems, meaning iOS and also OS X. So we can expect a future version, name and everything, of OS X in addition to iOS 9, which is rumored to be like Snow Leopard was for OS X, meaning this is really a fallback for Apple to work on fixing all the bugs that we currently deal with, and that's something we're waiting for. And speaking of software updates, Apple has just seeded iOS 8.4 beta to developers. We're waiting for the public beta still, but yeah, just a couple of days after iOS 8.3, and there's a lot of change here in one particular area only, and it's Apple's music player. We had a teaser of what we're getting, and it is a complete revamp to the bare bones music player that we saw with iOS 7 and iOS 8. It is really worth seeing. There is a lot of really cool here. Link to the description. There's a full list of everything we're getting with the update. Now let's move the spotlight over to Sony, as those of you waiting for the Xperia Z4 will probably have to wait indefinitely. Because, well, we have a batch of rumors that says that this is really the Xperia Z3 Neo, meaning a new Z3, and that Sony is actually working on the Xperia Z5, and they'll probably skip a number. And a lot of companies are doing that lately. It means that we're getting a big revamp with this new Xperia Z5. It seems a Snapdragon 820 in addition to 4 gigs of RAM, Quad HD display as well, which is something that Sony has been late on indeed. But we don't know what to expect for this Z3 Neo. There is a lot to wait for, and we hope we don't have to wait all the way to IFA in September. Even though Huawei doesn't really make it that often to the Pocketnow Daily, it's time for it today, as the company is apparently poaching employees from Samsung. And listen to the divisions. Number one, the Exynos division, which is fine. Huawei works on its own chipset, and they do a really decent job with it. But they're also pulling employees from TouchWiz. And we don't know if it's because Samsung is letting go of employees that are being hired by Huawei, or it's because Huawei wants a little of TouchWiz, which would be extremely unfortunate, specifically for a company that has a lot more popularity than even Samsung right now, according to market share, at least for the last quarter. There's a lot to expect for whatever Huawei will bring to the table, but we will have to wait for IFA to know. And finally, for the very interesting news of the day, an HTC executive has just announced that they're working closely with Microsoft on a Windows 10 device. He didn't mention phone or tablet, so we're not really sure if it's a phone or a tablet. But we do know that the company is waiting to see what happens to Windows 10, and apparently they will launch a product with it. And it's really hard to predict if what we're getting is another Windows Phone variant of the current flagship, meaning an HTC One M9 for Windows, which could be unfortunate for some, since the One M9 is really not the best phone out there right now, even though, hey, HTC is working on it. But it leads me to the question of the day. If you had to pick, would you want an HTC One M9 for Windows, or would you want a new Windows phone designed by HTC like in the old days? Because in my case, I would like a new phone like the HTC 8X from back in the day, or hey, HTC pretty much was the best partner for Microsoft when it came to the old Windows Mobile days as an ODM. So we would love to see another HD2 or something like that. Leave us a comment down below. What would you like? And friends, you know the drill. If you want to get the news earlier before this video is filmed, make sure you follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.